Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bob. And I'm really excited to be here today to share something that I've personally struggled with for a long time. When setting a goal, how do you stick to it? This question might sound simple, but for many people, including myself, it's one of life's biggest challenges. Whether it's laziness, lack of motivation, or just feeling overwhelmed, sticking to a goal often feels harder than setting it in the first place. You've probably heard of MBTI, right? The Myers-Briggs type indicator is a personality test that sorts people into 16 types based on how they think, feel, and interact with the world. Each type is represented by 4 letters, reflecting preferences in energy, information, decision-making, and lifestyle. I'm an INFP, which means I'm someone who values meaning and authenticity above all else. I tend to follow my passion and care deeply about things that truly matter to me. But at the same time, I can easily lose motivation if something is too repetitive, meaningless, or forced. I enjoy having flexibility and freedom, and I don't like feeling pressured to follow rigid structures. For me, goals aren't just about checking off a list. They need to feel personally meaningful. That's why, in the past, I've struggled with sticking to goals that didn't excite me or make me feel truly connected to something bigger. But over time, I found strategies that help me to stay on track even when my motivation fades. Let me give you an example about me. A few months ago, I wanted to learn a new language, Japanese. I started strong, excited by the idea of able to speak fluently someday. But soon enough, I didn't see progress. I lost motivation and stopped altogether. So how can someone like me, or anyone struggling with these challenges, to stick to a goal? After a lot of trial and error, I've learned a few strategies that really work for me, and maybe they'll work for you too. As an INFP, meaning is everything to me. If a goal doesn't feel personally important, I simply can't stay motivated. Think about it. Why would anyone stick to something they don't care about? For example, let's say you're trying to exercise regularly. If your only reason is I need to lose weight, you might find it hard to keep going when the process feels slow or frustrating. But if you connect the goal to something deeper, like improving your health so you can enjoy life, or feel more confidence, it becomes easier to stay committed. Personally, I found that reframing goals this way changes everything. When you find the why behind your goal, it's no longer just a task, it becomes a purpose. Big goals can feel overwhelming, especially for someone like me, who often struggles with trying to make everything perfect. When I think about the entire process and how far I have to go, I feel stuck and unsure of where to start. To make it easier, I break big goals into smaller, simpler steps that feel more manageable. For example, if I want to start exercise regularly, I don't focus on working out for an hour every day. Instead, I set a small, simple goal, do just 5 minutes of exercise each day. This way, there's no pressure to do too much at once or be perfect. By focusing on these small steps, I can keep moving forward without feeling overwhelmed. Taking small steps helps you to build momentum. Every little success gives you a sense of achievement, and that positive feeling motivates to keep going. I'll admit it, I'm not a fan of rigid routines. As an INFP, I prefer flexibility and spontaneity, but I've learned that some structures is necessary if you want to achieve a goal. Here's what I do. I make my routines as loose and forgiving as possible. Instead of saying I'll work for 3 hours every day, I tell myself I'll work for just 15 minutes. The funny thing is, once I start, I usually go beyond the 15 minutes. Getting started is often the hardest part, but having a small, manageable routines make it all less intimidating. Let's face it, motivation doesn't always come naturally. That's why I believe in rewarding myself along the way. After completing a task, I give myself something to look forward to. It could be as simple as watching an episode of my favorite show, enjoying a piece of chocolate, or spending time with my friends. These small rewards create a positive association with the goal, making me more likely to stick with it. This might be the most important lesson I've learned. As an INFP, I tend to feel guilty when I fail to meet my goals. I beat myself up, thinking I've ruined everything. But here's the truth, setbacks are the part of the process. Nobody is perfect, and no journey is without ups and downs. What matters isn't how many times you stumble, it's how many times you get back up. If you miss a day or lose motivation, don't give up. Just start again tomorrow. When I feel like giving up, I close my eyes and imagine what success will look like and feel like. I picture myself achieving the goal, how proud I'll feel, and how my life will improve, how all the hard work will pay off. This visualization technique helps me to stay focused and reminds me why I started in the first place. Finally, don't underestimate the power of community. Share your goals with friends or family, or join a group of people working towards similar goals. Their encouragement can make a huge difference, especially on days when your motivation is low. Sticking to your goal isn't easy, especially for someone like me, who tends to lose focus when things get tough. But by finding meaning in your goals, taking small steps, and forgiving yourself for mistakes, you can make real progress. The journey might not be perfect, and you'll probably face challenges along the way. But every step forward, no matter how small, is a step closer to achieving your dreams. And that's what makes it all worth it. Thank you.